You really are just a few small changes away from your YouTube retention graph looking like this to looking like this. And you don't have to be a professional editor to implement these strategies. They're actually really easy to do, and most of them are also free. So give me 10 minutes and I'm gonna make your YouTube video edits 10 times better. And thanks to Licked for sponsoring a portion of today's video. More about them later. Unboring your talking segments. Okay, so in my opinion, one of the dead giveaways of a newbie video editor is when there are unnecessarily long pauses between sentences. Kind of like that. That kind of editing is gonna send your viewers running to the 2x speed button or otherwise just to close the tab entirely. We want to avoid that, and you can do that very easily by using something called L and J cuts. An L cut refers to a cut wherein the audio from your previous video clip continues to play even as the visuals begin to change. Maybe you're seeing B-roll or something like that, but you're still hearing the audio from the last clip. Exactly like I just showed you. It's called an L cut because that's the shape that the cut kind of makes on the timeline. And a J cut is basically its sister. It's the same thing, but it's just facing the other direction. But you don't just have to use these when you want to show some B-roll or other visuals. You can use them to cut seamlessly between one talking clip to the next, which is something that I do like all the time. It allows me to start saying my next line almost before my previous one is even finished. In Resolve, you can do this by simply making your cut. So you remove the pause between one sentence and the next. Then click on the audio part of that first clip and drag it down onto the audio 2 track. Then we're gonna click on your second clip here and drag it over to the left so that your 2 audio tracks are now overlapping. You'll still hear the ending of that first clip when the start of the next begins to play. And I just think this really helps make your talking segments especially feel more fast-paced and just overall really seamless and polished. Speaking of that, the second way that you can dramatically improve your YouTube edits is by learning the craft of pacing. It's really about striking the right balance here because it's way too easy to cut your B-roll clip so that they're coming at the viewer just way too quickly. Like it's all changing so fast, I can't even really interpret what I'm seeing and it's getting a little bit overwhelming. But on the flip side, you can also easily let things drag on for an awkward amount of time where you're like, why am I still watching this clip? Is it gonna change soon? Or see, pacing isn't about making your video feel as fast as possible. It's really about balance and variety. Here's a quick cheat sheet for you. B-roll clips that overlay your talking head footage and are kind of like illustrating what you're talking about probably make sense to be on screen for like 4 to 10 seconds. B-roll clips that are part of a montage, so there's no talking with it, it's just for the purpose of looking at the B-roll clips, probably paired with some like upbeat music. That's gonna be more like 2 to 3 seconds in length. Like you don't want those to linger for too long. Now, B-roll clips that are an intentionally slow and sort of reflective and thoughtful montage, then you would maybe aim for like 6 to 8 seconds of screen time per clip. Though of course, remember these are guidelines and by no means rules, but hopefully it can give you a starting point for knowing what's sort of normal in the context of each of your edits. And remember, pausing for effect, it works in videos too. You don't have to cut out every single pause. Sometimes it can be effective to include some slower, more thoughtful moments to really allow what you've just shared to sink in with your audience. Okay, so choosing the right music is a huge part of setting the right vibe and tone for your video. And when you choose correctly, it really makes it feel more professional and polished. Sometimes you need something really chill and low key to soundtrack your cozy morning routine.
Go put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down.
And other times you might be looking for an epic song to accompany your travel montage.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like you've been here before?
And yes, just like I have, you can use familiar mainstream music in your YouTube videos when you use Licked, the sponsor of today's video. So Licked is this really cool platform that allows YouTubers to use popular mainstream music in their videos totally legally, where you stay protected from copyright claims and your videos don't get demonetized. Okay, so let's open up Licked so I can show you. You can easily browse by artists. They have huge names like Coldplay, Sabrina Carpenter, Bruno Mars, and Kendrick Lamar. You can also search by genre and mood though to find the perfect track for any scene in your videos. Licked has over 1.4 million million tracks, including huge mainstream artists, but they also have a massive library of stock music tracks to pick from as well. Including popular music in your YouTube videos feels so premium and elite. And the cool thing is it actually helps to boost your video's performance too. Studies show that using recognizable music in your content can actually double your video views, so it's a no-brainer. And I even have a hack for you to try it for free. Using my link when you sign up for a free trial, you can get 1 free mainstream track to use in your video, as well as unlimited stock music tracks to try too. So if you've been wanting to use a song from one of your favorite artists in your next YouTube video, now is your chance. Plus, I also just heard that Licked is launching their new affiliate program where you can get paid $25 per referral. So not only do they provide accessible music licensing for creators, but now they're offering a way for us to make a little bit of cash on the side, which is awesome. Get access to 1 free mainstream track to use in your next YouTube video only when you sign up for a free trial of Licked using my exclusive link, which is in the description. And thanks again to Licked for sponsoring today's video. Okay, so now that we have your awesome soundtrack, it's really important that we get your audio levels right. This is one of the most underrated video editing skills in my opinion, but it's so important to give your viewer a good experience. Because the last thing you want is for someone to be frantically turning the volume up and down while they're watching your video. Okay, so in Resolve, you're gonna wanna click on the Monitors tab here in the top right-hand corner. It'll pop up next to the timeline here, and then you'll be able to see the volume levels of each track. While you're editing your video, you're gonna wanna watch for your talking track levels and make sure that it's hitting in the range of -15 up to -5 at the most. Of course, as it's playing, there's gonna be some natural fluctuations in the volume of your voice. That's very normal, but you want it to be somewhere in there. Depending on the volume of your recording, you might need to click on that track again and then open up the inspector panel, open up the audio tab, and then you can go ahead and adjust the volume. Change it until you're regularly seeing it hit in the -15 to -5 range. And finally, if you're dealing with a little bit of ambient background noise that's kind of distracting, you can go into that audio tab again and scroll down and then turn on voice isolation. This is a paid feature in Davinci Resolve, but I find it makes a big difference to making your audio sound more studio quality. I recommend setting it to a lower number to start, like maybe 20 or 30, because if you set it all the way to 100, it can sometimes sound a bit distorted. Okay, now let's talk about levels for your music track. If it's gonna be playing in the background while there is talking happening in your video, I would set the volume to -25 to start. Again, you can do that in the audio tab of the inspector panel. And when it's playing back, again, you're gonna wanna reference your monitors and make sure that that talking is hitting between -15 and -5, and the music simultaneously is hitting, around -25 or -30. Having crisp, clean audio paired with background music of the right level is one of the best ways to make your video feel more professional. Okay, finally, we're gonna make some of your more basic visuals feel a bit more dynamic. There are 2 easy methods for this. First up, we've got the crop in, which looks just like that. And second of all, we've got the more thoughtful and subtle slow zoom effect. Both of these are really easy to do, and they're accessible in the free version of Davinci Resolve, if that's what you've got. Okay, first, the crop in. This is a staple edit on YouTube at this point. So all you need to do is make a cut in your video where you want the crop to happen. Then we're gonna select the video that you'd like to have cropped and click on inspector up here. Then simply increase the zoom by typing a number in this box. Or you can click on the number and start dragging to the right with your mouse to increase it too. Typically, I like to do a crop of about 1.3 and not any tighter than that. Ideally, you wanna make sure that your eyes stay at the same place in the clip when you go between your zoomed out version and your cropped in version of the shot. This just makes the transition feel less jarring for the viewer. One quick way to do that is by dragging an adjustment clip onto your timeline and then searching in your effects panel for the grid effect. You can drag this on top of the adjustment layer, and now you've got grid lines over your whole video, and ideally you make sure those eyes stay on the same grid line. So that's like a jump cut crop transition. If you want to do a slow zoom instead, here's what you're gonna do. First, go to your effects panel and find the adjustment clip again. Drag that onto the timeline. We're gonna add our keyframes to this layer so that you can move it independently from your video clip, and you'll see why that's helpful in just a second. Okay, so then you're gonna click on your adjustment clip and then open up the inspector panel here in the top right corner. Position the playhead at the start of your adjustment clip and then click on the keyframe icon here next to the zoom parameter. That's this little diamond shape here, and basically what this is doing is locking in the zoom at this point in the clip. Okay, now we're gonna position our playhead at the end of the adjustment clip, and we're gonna type in our desired zoom amount, so I'm gonna do 1.3. Now we can actually reposition both keyframes to make sure that they are at the very start and very end of the clip. When you play it back, you'll see your clip slowly zooms in throughout the duration of that adjustment clip. And the nice thing about this method is if you want to use the same effect later on in your video, you can just click on the adjustment clip, hold in Alt or Option on your keyboard, and then drag it elsewhere on the timeline, and now you've duplicated it and you have 2 zoom effects without having to add more keyframes to a second clip. While I truly believe that anyone can improve the quality of their videos through using these editing hacks, I also acknowledge not everyone wants to spend a lot of time editing their own videos, and I respect that. That's why I started Creatorly Media, my small editing agency for YouTubers. If you want to hand over your footage to a pro editor who understands the styles and strategies of YouTube videos, then we're definitely the team for you. We'll edit your videos, design your thumbnail, write the description, and get the video uploaded for you so you don't have to stress. If that sounds interesting to you, we do have a few open available slots right now. You can check out all the details at creatorlymedia.com. Otherwise, for those of you who are going to continue DIYing your editing, I hope these tips were helpful for you. And as always, I hope that you're having adventures and following your dreams, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!